Hello everyone, welcome to StudyIQ IAS English and I'm your educator Praveen Mishra. Today, going to eliminate the confusion between these two, that is money bills versus the finance bills. So every time we have this general confusion, right, that how do we differentiate between them? Okay, so let's just understand them in the next 10 minutes. Okay, so here we go with the first thing, that is finance bills. So as we can see the statement here, finance bills are of three different types, but only one of them is actually a money bill. Okay, so finance bills and money bills, the difference, right? But here what we have mentioned, that finance bills are of three different types and only one of them is a money bill. So we have to keep this one statement in line, that is even more confusing in nature. But as I stated, just hold on for next 10 minutes and we shall be eliminating all such doubts. So the statement here is all money bills are finance bills, but all finance bills are not money bills. Okay, so simply clearly mentioned, all money bills are finance bills, but not all finance bills are money bills. So simply speaking, we have got a umbrella term that is known as finance bill. Okay, and we have got three types of finance bills. Okay, the first one is money bill, what we simply call it. We have got a finance bill 1 and we have got a finance bill 2, right? Remember guys, what do we have? We have got finance bills only, right? Finance bills are of three types. Okay, so one is money bill, one is finance bill 1, another one is finance bill 2, right? So here what we are understanding, the statement that all money bills are finance bills, obviously because money bill is a type of a finance bill. Okay, but not all finance bills are money bills. Why? Because there are three provisions to finance bill: finance bill 1, finance bill 2, as well as money bill. So simply, that is a chapter we have in our CSAT termed as Venn diagram or even syllogism. So what do you have there? So you might have understood this thing, right, in your syllogism chapter, that if I say all tables are furnitures, right? All tables are furnitures, but all furnitures are not tables, right? Are not tables. So we have got the diagram as well, right? So here we have got the bigger one. This is what? The furnitures. And in that we have got the smaller one. That is what? The tables, right? So all tables are furnitures, right? But all furnitures are not tables. So there could be, chairs, there could be the dining table, there could be the dressing tables, okay, there could be the sofa, there could be the bed, etc. Right? So in that very same way, all tables are furnitures, that's true, but all furnitures are not tables. So in that very same way, all finance bills, okay, all finance bills are money bills, okay, but not all money bills are finance bills. Why? Because we have got the finance bill 1, we have got the finance bill 2, etc. Right? Okay, so remember guys this line, okay, that all money bills are finance bills, but all finance bills are not money bills, right? So let's understand. What is a money bill, first of all? So a money bill is a special type of a finance bill, obviously, that contains only those provisions dealing exclusively with matters mentioned under Article 110 Clause 1. Okay, matters mentioned where? Under Article 110 Clause 1 of our Constitution. Okay, so simply you have got now the article number. Okay, so when I say money bill, so it is Article 110 Clause 1. And now, what are the features to a money bill? So, what does the money bill contains, or basically Article 110 Clause 1 contains? So, imposition, abolition, remission or alteration, or even say regulation simply of any tax. Okay, so simply in one line what I can mention, regulation of taxes. Okay, so regulation of taxes already existing. Taxes which are already existing. Right. Now, next thing, regulation of government borrowing of money. How much money government of India, okay, can borrow? Borrow from where? Obviously from the consolidated fund or the public accounts of the country, right? So, custody of the consolidated fund of India or even the contingency fund of India. So, consolidated fund, what we have got? We have got Article 266, and contingency we have got Article 267. So what is consolidated fund and contingency funds basically? So consolidated fund is simply the general account of our country, where whatever expenditure or whatever revenue we have received from taxes, from the money outside from the countries, okay, that is simply those who are working outside in any further country, okay, and they are sending money back to India, so that is what is known as remittances, right? So any XYZ income of our country, okay, what do we have from tourism, from taxes, from remittances, okay, from anything, so that is kept under one account, that is known as Consolidated Fund of India, mentioned under Article 266. Then you might be having an emergency fund of yourself or an emergency account, okay, that is known as the savings account, right, which no one is might be no one is aware about, or maybe only very close ones to you would be aware about, right? So that is known as the contingency fund. You have kept it for the sake of any emergency, right? So we have got the contingency fund of India under Article 267, that is simply the emergency fund, okay, in case of any economic crisis. Next, appropriation of money out of the consolidated fund. How much money I can take out from the consolidated fund? And apart from that, expenditure charged on the consolidated fund of India. So simply speaking, any such thing that is related to taking of money, okay, taking of money from the consolidated or contingency, okay, it is mentioned under Article 110 clause 1, okay. Now, means let's say for example, I have to pay the salary to the government officers, to the judges, right, to the ministers, to the prime minister, to this and that, okay. So where I will pay it from? So I'll pay it from a one particular fund that is known as the Consolidated Fund of India, right. So I have to take money from here, right. So how much money I can take? How much money is valid enough? How much money is needed enough? So all of these things are discussed where? Under Article 110 clause 1, that is known as money bill. Okay, now it is a very different type of a bill because of these basic features. Okay, so as we talk about the features of money bill, so remember it can be introduced only and only in Lok Sabha. It can't go or let's say it can't be introduced in Rajya Sabha. Okay, so remember when we talk about a very general type of bill, it can be introduced in either Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha, anywhere, right? But when we talk about specifically the money bill, so money bill can be introduced only and only in one particular place, that is known as Lok Sabha, and literally not in Rajya Sabha. Only the President of India can recommend its introduction. So Article 117, another article, okay, says that if it is a money bill, that is if it is Article 110 clause 1, okay, it can be introduced only in Lok Sabha first of all, and only after the recommendation or the prior assent of the President, right? So what is needed? President's prior assent is needed. So in general bills, what happens? Let's say introduced in Lok Sabha, passed from Lok Sabha, then goes to Rajya Sabha, or introduced in Rajya Sabha, passed from Rajya Sabha, goes to Lok Sabha, then finally goes to President for the signature, so that the bill becomes an act, right, after the President's signature or the assent. But in money bill, it is different. Money bill is firstly, okay, sent to President for her assent. After the presidential assent, the bill will be introduced in Lok Sabha. This is where it is mentioned under Article 117. Only the minister in charge of finance can introduce it. That is simply the finance minister. Okay, simply what? The finance minister. Right? Now, Rajya Sabha, since it can't introduce, so it can't even amend. But it can recommend the changes. Okay, the recommendations are simply, advice. That means not binding on Lok Sabha, right? Simply advice. Okay, recommendations, absolutely not binding on Lok Sabha. Then Lok Sabha can accept or reject, and now Rajya Sabha has to return it within 14 days. Okay, and Speaker of Lok Sabha certifies whether a bill is a money bill or not, and this decision will be final and not subject to any judicial review as per the Lok Sabha rules, but yes, it can be debated. So let's summarize it. Okay, let's just simply summarize it. Now, what we have mentioned, okay, we have mentioned here the money bill. Okay, mentioned under which article? Article 110, clause 1. Guys, this clause is important. Clause 1 simply exclusively mentions money bill. So, first thing, what do we have understood? It can be introduced where? In either House of Parliament? No. Introduced only and only in Lok Sabha. First thing. Second thing, Rajya Sabha can just provide what? Provide recommendations. Okay, provide recommendations and cannot amend. Right? So, to Lok Sabha, recommendations are not binding. Are not binding. Okay. So, as per Article 117, prior assent of President is needed. Prior assent of President is needed. Next, as we can understand already, okay, within 14 days, that is 2 weeks, Rajya Sabha has to send the bill back to Lok Sabha, right? So these are basically the features. Now, what does it actually contains? So it contains, when we talk about Article 110, Clause 1, okay. So what it basically mentions? So simply taxes, okay. Let's say alteration, imposition, or even abolition. Then what it says? The appropriation of money from where? From the biggest public account, that is Consolidated Fund of India. Right? Consolidated Fund of India, Article 266. Right? Now, what it says? Any expenditure charged on, once again, Article 266, that is consolidated. Right? And next, yes, the custody. Custody of what? Custody of Article 266, once again consolidated, and Article 267, it is contingency fund. So these are basically the features of what? These are basically the features of these money bills. Okay. So what does money bill possess? Okay, first thing, and what does money bill represents here? Okay, the features. So I hope this is clear. You can take the screenshot, and you can also join the Telegram channel. I'll share the very same notes there. Right? Okay. So what is the name of the Telegram channel? We'll discuss it at the end of the class. Right? Okay. So here we go. Next thing. So features of money bill. Now, one thing that is to be noted, what it cannot contain. If it needs to be called just as money bill, so what it cannot contain. So if it contains any other provisions that is not exclusively financial, it becomes a finance bill, not a money bill. Now a grave confusion with this statement, right? If it becomes, okay, if it contains anything that is not exclusively financial, it becomes a finance bill. Yes, that's true. Okay, if it contains any provision that relates not just with the finances, okay, but it relates something with related to the, other types of acts, okay, maybe Companies Act, labor laws, okay, something like that, then it becomes a finance bill. Yes, I understand. Okay, something which is considering, okay, something which is, having more of the finance is not getting the name of finance bill. That's perfectly fine statement, but here is the reality. So if it contains any other provision that is not exclusively financial, okay, not exclusively financial, okay, so it becomes a finance bill. Simply something that is related to taxes, but also related to the companies, related to labor laws, related to the management of the companies, related to the acquisition of the companies, okay, or not the investment but the disinvestment of the government. So it becomes what? It becomes the finance bill. Okay, so remember guys, if it is handling something that is not exclusively financial, okay, so it will be not a money bill, it will be a finance bill. That's true, right? So now, what is this finance bill? Okay, so it is a broader term, as we have already discussed. All finance bills are money bills, but all money bills are not finance bills. Just the very same way, all tables are furnitures, but all furnitures are not tables. Okay, so it's a broader term and it is of two types, finance bill 1 and finance bill 2. So finance bill 1, okay, that is once again defined under Article 110 clause 1. Hence, it is a money bill. Remember guys, the difference. Now you have got the difference. Article 110 clause 1 deals with the money bill and it is also what? The finance bill 1, right? So introduced along with the union budget, and it includes imposition of new taxes, alteration of tax rates, appropriation and expenditure from the consolidated fund, and treated exactly like a money bill. So now you know the difference, that money bill is equals to finance bill 1. Okay, money bill is what? Equals to finance bill 1, mentioned where? Once again under Article 110 clause 1. And usually it is represented along with the annual budget of the country, simply the budget of the country. Now you have got the clear picture, right? That the finance bill 1 is equals to what? The money bill, that is Article 110 clause 1, as simple as that. Now we talk about the next one, that is finance bill 2, which is not a money bill, which is not the finance bill 1 as well. So why? Because it contains both financial as well as non-financial provisions, right? Both financial as well as non-financial provisions introduced under Article 117 clause 1 deals with the economic policy plus taxation and other general provisions, right? Can be introduced in either house. Money bills and finance bill 1 can be introduced only and only in Lok Sabha. It can be introduced in either house. So both houses have got equal powers. What we have seen, Lok Sabha has got more powers, Rajya Sabha has got less powers as compared to the when it comes to the money bill, right? So President's recommendation is required in both, right? So remember guys, when it comes to money bill or the finance bill 1 introduced only in Lok Sabha, okay, Rajya Sabha can only provide the recommendatory measures, okay, so recommendations only, and those recommendations are binding on Lok Sabha? No, Lok Sabha may accept it, may deny or reject it as well, right? So example, if you can take it, if a bill proposed to amend the Companies Act and levy a new tax on the company, okay, it is a finance bill 2. Okay, it is not a money bill because it includes non Article 110 provisions or the matters. Okay, why? Because it is talking about companies. Okay, you can call labor laws, okay, or anything that is related to maternity relief of employees, okay, of female employees, obviously, something that is related to the management of the companies, okay, management of companies like PSUs, etc. So these things are absolutely not financial in nature, but controlling in nature, okay, handling or managerial in nature. So all of these things will be considered as the Finance Bill 2 mentioned under Article 117 Clause 1. So let's have a clear distinction, right? So Money Bill, Finance Bill 1, Finance Bill 2. What are these two things here? So as you can see, Money Bill, Article 110, Clause 1. Finance Bill, Article 110, Clause 1. Finance Bill 2, Article 117, Clause 1. Okay. Money Bill, subset of Finance Bill. Finance Bill 1, it is Money Bill. Okay. And Finance Bill 2, simply ordinary finance bills. Introduction can be introduced only in Lok Sabha, either house, Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha, wherever. Okay. Then speaker's certification, mandatory. Speaker only decide. Speaker has got absolute discretion to decide whether the bill is a money bill or not, right? So in case of finance bill, it is not required. Okay. Then role of Rajya Sabha, 14 days, full legislative powers. Okay. Then president's recommendation, required, here also required. Okay. Judicial review, speaker's certification is final and subject to judicial review, right? So this is what, as you can just, take the screenshot or whatever. So this is where the final differences comes in between money bills and finance bills 1 and 2, finance bill 1 and 2, right? So let's have more clear picture with some MCQs related to it. Okay. So as you can see, consider the following statements regarding a money bill. So a money bill can be introduced in either house of Lok Sabha, in either house of Parliament. Second, the speaker's decision regarding whether a bill is a money bill is final. Third, a bill requires the recommendation of the president before its introduction. So let's understand the answer. So when we talk about money bill, so can it be introduced in either house of the Parliament? No, it can be introduced only in Lok Sabha. So first statement is wrong. The speaker's decision is final. Yes, it is final. The bill requires the recommendation of the president before its introduction. Yes. So statement 2 and 3, they are correct. Okay. So what will be our answer? So our answer will be B, that is 2 and 3 only. So let's see the explanation. Yes, the explanation says the very same thing. Okay. So here we go. Next question. Understanding types of finance bills. Which of the following statements correctly differentiates Finance Bill 2 from a money bill? Okay. So a Finance Bill 2 can be introduced only in the Lok Sabha like a money bill. Finance Bill 2 contains provisions exclusively under Article 110. Rajya Sabha has equal powers as Lok Sabha in the passage of Finance Bill 2. And finally, the speaker certifies a Finance Bill 2 as a money bill. So let's say the statement 1. A Finance Bill 2 can be introduced only in Lok Sabha like a money bill. No, it can be introduced in Lok Sabha as well as Rajya Sabha. So first statement is not correct. Finance Bill 2 contains provisions exclusively in 110. No, it contains provisions exclusively in Article 117, Clause 1. Then we have got third statement. Rajya Sabha has equal powers as Lok Sabha in the passage of finance bills. Yes, absolutely correct. So if the third statement is correct, fourth one is already, by default incorrect. The speaker certifies a Finance Bill 2 as the money bill. No, it is already introduced as the Finance Bill 2. Okay. Now, yes, the Rajya Sabha has equal powers as Lok Sabha in the passage of finance bills, right? That's it. So guys, remember, only money bills are required, okay, they do require the speaker's certification and not the finance bills, okay. Here we go. Next, Suppose the union government introduces a bill that includes both the imposition of a new tax and the amendment to the Companies Act. So, which type of bill it is? So, is it a money bill, Finance Bill 1, Finance Bill 2, or the Appropriation Bill? So, obviously, now you know the answer very well. That will be the Finance Bill 2. Okay, when it is introducing the non-financial provisions as well, right? So remember, guys, money bill. Okay, in just one line, you can introduce yourself here. Okay, that money bill deals only with financial matters. Whereas the finance bill, specifically Finance Bill 2, deals with financial as well as non-financial matters. Right? So this is what the basic difference between the two. Right? Okay, so here we go. Let's understand the next thing. Okay, we have got a very special question for you guys. Okay, let's have that question, the mains practice question. So what is the question here? The distinction between money bill and finance bill isn't just technical. It is a test of constitutional morality and parliamentary democracy. Okay, comment on the above statement, guys. So once again, the distinction between the money bill and the finance bill isn't just technical. It is a test of constitutional morality as well as parliamentary democracy. So comment on the above statement, and you can share your answers with us, okay, on the Telegram channel, that is study_with_Praveen, or else you can also share on the Instagram channel that is named as Praveen Mishra _2107. Okay, guys, so make it clear that you share your answers at the earliest possible time, or else if you don't use any of these two platforms, you can also share your answer into the comment section and we shall have the review there itself. Okay, guys, so thank you so much for watching. I hope now the difference is clear, the confusion is washed away, it is eliminated. That is, how do you differentiate between money bills and finance bills? Okay, guys, so please remember, hit the subscribe button to the StudyIQ IAS English. You know the importance of your channel, of this channel, in your journey of UPSC CSE very well. So hit the subscribe button and never miss an update from the channel. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. See you soon. Bye bye, take care. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.